Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Little bit of Saturday morning juvenile comedy with live audience. The Adventures of Archie Andrews, straight from the comic strips. Archie's in love. Did you know that? This is from September 18th, 1948.
Jughead, it's a matter of life or death.
Rewind, Archie. Rewind.
Yes, there he is again, the youngster millions of readers of Archie Comics magazine know and love so well. Brought to you by Swift & Company, makers of Swift Premium Franks, Archie Andrews and all his gang. And now for our weekly visit to Riverdale. It's Saturday morning as we look in on the Andrews home, and we find Archie and his mother and father in the kitchen having breakfast.
More coffee, Fred? Fred, I said more coffee. Fred Andrews, will you please put down that newspaper for 1 minute?
Yes, dear?
I said, would you like more coffee?
Oh, no, thanks, dear. I've had plenty.
All right, dear. Archie, more milk? Archie, you haven't touched your milk yet. Or your eggs or your toaster or anything.
Huh?
I said you haven't eaten anything yet. Is something wrong?
Oh, no, Mom. Not a thing.
You're not sick or anything.
Oh, no, Mom. I'm fine. Just fine.
Archie, there must be something wrong.
Gee whiz, Mom, nothing's wrong. I'm eating. See?
Yes, but that's the first time I ever saw you put maple syrup on your napkin and wipe your chin with a pancake.
Oh, gee whiz, I did, didn't I?
You certainly did. Archie, what's bothering you?
Not a thing, Mom.
Archie, you're hiding something from me.
Mom, I tell you, I'm not honest.
Fred, you speak to the boy. Fred!
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
I want you to speak to Archie.
Oh. Hello, Archie.
Fred.
What did I do now?
I want you to make Archie tell you what's bothering him.
Oh, all right, dear. Archie, what's bothering you? Not a thing, Dad. Good. Mary, he says nothing's bothering him.
Oh, for pity's sake. Fred, I tell you that boy's sick.
Now, just a minute, Mary. Archie isn't 2 years old anymore. He should know how he feels.
But
and besides, when Archie really gets sick, we know it soon enough. He starts moaning and groaning all over the place like the world was coming to the end, and you don't have to guess how he feels.
Well...
Of course. Now, just stop worrying about him. And... Oh, good grief, look at the time. I'm late.
But
oh,
Fred,
dear. Gotta rush, dear. Goodbye, dear. Goodbye, Archie.
Bye, dear. That man. Always in a rush about something. Archie, are you sure you don't want to eat?
Not right now, Mama. A little later.
All right, dear. Now, who can that be? Archie, go answer the door, will you, please?
Huh? Oh, okay, Mom. But why do people come visiting at this hour? She was Jughead.
What'd you expect, Mother Goose?
No, Jughead, but I'm sure glad to see you.
You are?
Yes, Jug. I've got something very important to tell you, Jug.
Okay, tell me.
All right.
After all, aren't we, pals?
Yes, Jug.
Have we been through thick and thin? Especially thin?
Jug,
Are you a friend indeed? A friend indeed?
Jughead, all right. So we've been through thick and thin, and you're a friend indeed. If you'll just keep quiet for a minute, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But, Jug, I don't want you to tell anyone else.
I won't.
Okay. Jughead, I'm in love.
What, again?
Jug, this is different. This is a love that will last through the ages. This is a love that always was and always will be. This time, Jughead, I don't have just a crush.
No, you're smashed to pieces.
Yes, Jughead, I am. I'm a slave to love.
Oh, fine. Who's the unlucky girl?
Well, promise you won't tell.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's Miss Biddle.
Miss Biddle. Who is Miss... Archie, not our new history teacher.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Archie, when did this happen?
Last week, Jug. Right in the middle of the French and Indian War.
Oh, boy. Archie, you don't mean it.
Oh, yes, I do, Jughead.
But you can't. She's too old for you.
Jughead, Miss Biddle is not old.
Not old? Archie, I bet she's at least 23.
She is not. She isn't a day over 22.
Well, that's still a lot older than you.
Oh, I don't know, Jug. Lots of people think I'm 18.
Well, you're not.
Well, I look like it. Why, just yesterday, Jug, I noticed I'm going to have to start shaving pretty soon.
Shaving? Listen, Archie, there's nothing on your face that wouldn't come off with soap and water.
Well, it still doesn't matter. The main thing is, I love her.
Listen, Archie, does Miss Biddle know about this?
No, but she will today, Jug.
Huh?
I'm going to tell her today.
Tell her? Gee whiz, you mean you're just going to walk up to Miss Biddle and say, I love you? Right to her face?
Well, I'm not just going to say, Miss Biddle, I love you. I'm going to prepare a speech.
A speech?
Sure, and Jug, you can help me. I'll try a speech out right now, and you be Miss Biddle.
Archie, now, wait a minute.
Jug, you got to help me practice.
Gee whiz, okay.
Okay. Now, you're Miss Biddle, and the doorbell rings. You come to the door, and there I stand. Flowers in my hand, love in my eyes.
And knocking in your knees.
Jug, be quiet. There I stand. And you open the door and you see me. And you say,
Hiya.
Jug, no, not like that. Talk like Miss Biddle.
Oh, okay.
Hello!
Is that any better?
Not much, but it'll have to do. And I say, hello, Miss Biddle. I came to speak to you about a very important matter.
Oh, Raleigh!
Yes, Miss Biddle. Yes. Look into my eyes and tell me what they tell you.
That you were up late last night.
Jughead, no. My eyes don't tell her that.
Gee whiz, how am I supposed to know what your eyes tell her?
Oh, great. Jughead, rehearsing with you is no good. I'll just have to think of something to say when I get to Miss Biddle's house.
You mean you're going over there?
Well, sure. And the sooner the better. Come on, Jug. I want to go upstairs and put a tie on, and then we're going to Miss Biddle's house and... No, gee whiz, that would ring right now. Hello.
Hello, Archie. Hi, y'all, Archiekins. It's awful nice to hear your voice, Archie. Do ya? But, Archie, what's keeping you?
What's keeping me?
Uh-huh. We have a date to play tennis this morning, remember?
Tennis? Oh, gee whiz. Veronica, would you mind if we didn't play tennis this morning?
Didn't play? But, Archie, we have a date.
Well, I know, Veronica, but I just can't come over right now.
Why not? Are you sick?
Well, not exactly, but you might say I've never felt this way before.
My goodness. Then perhaps we better not play tennis after all.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Veronica. We better not.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Thanks, Veronica. I'm sure I will.
You get into bed, Archie, and get lots of rest.
Yes, I will, Veronica.
Bye now.
Goodbye. Oh, gee, Jug, I forgot all about that date I had with Veronica.
But, Archie, don't you like Veronica anymore?
Jug, she's just a kid. My feelings toward Veronica can't compare to my feelings for Miss Biddle. But come on, Jug, I want to get that tie and then go over to Miss Biddle's house right now.
Okay, but I hope you know what you're doing.
Archie, will you answer that, please, dear? Archie? Oh, for pity's sake, now where'd he disappear to? 1 minute he goes to answer the door, and the next... All right. Hello?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Andrews. This is Veronica.
Oh, hello, Veronica.
I'm sorry to hear Archie's sick.
Yes, What?
And when I spoke to him, I forgot to ask if there was anything I could do. That's why I called back.
Well, Veronica, I don't know. How did you find out Archie's sick?
Well, he told me so himself just a few minutes ago.
Oh?
But he wouldn't say what it was. I hope it's nothing serious.
Well, we don't know yet, Veronica, but I'm going to find out right away.
Oh, all right, Mrs. Andrews. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Yes, I will, dear. Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
Bye now.
So, Archie is sick after all, and he wouldn't admit it.
Come on, Jug. Let's get this over and done.
Archie.
Oh, hiya, Mom.
And just where do you think you're going?
Out.
Well, you can just march right back upstairs again.
Sure, upstairs? What for?
To get undressed and into bed.
Into bed? Mom, who's sleepy?
You know perfectly well why. Now, no arguments, Archie. Upstairs.
Mom,
Archie.
Mom,
Archie.
Mom, listen, Gee whiz. Okay, Mom. But I sure wish I knew what this is all about.
I do, too. But we'll both know when the doctor gets here.
September 18th, 1948, The Adventures of Archie Andrews on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medi-Share right now. Medi-Share is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medi-Share can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of The Adventures of Archie Andrews, Bob Hastings starring as Archie, September 18th, 1948.
And now back to Archie and Jughead. Because Archie is madly in love with a new teacher, Miss Biddle, and is trying to keep it a secret from his family, his mother has mistaken his romantic agonies for an illness of some kind and has ordered Archie to his room. We find him there, nervously pacing the floor.
Gee whiz, what am I going to do? I just gotta go see Miss Biddle, and what happens? My mother sends me up here to my room while she calls Dr. Higgins, and I ask you, is there anything the matter with me?
Nothing Dr. Higgins could fix.
Look at me, stuck in this room like I had measles or something.
Yeah, then Dr. Higgins will probably put you to bed for a week.
A week? Oh, Jughead, he wouldn't.
Wouldn't he?
Gee whiz, I guess he would. Jug, that settles it. I'm getting out of here.
Huh?
Yes, Jug, I am. I know my mother said to stay here, and I never disobey my parents, if I can help it. But, Jughead, all's fair in love or war. And this is both.
But
think of all the great lovers of history, Jughead. Antony and Cleopatra, Tristan and Isolde, Romeo and Juliet.
Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, Jug, where would they have been if their mothers had sent them to their rooms?
In their rooms?
That's right. Jug, I'm going to see Miss Biddle right now. Are you coming with me or staying here?
I'm coming with you. Think I won't have to explain to your mother where you are?
Okay, then come on.
But, Archie, how are you going to get out of the house without your mother seeing us?
Jug, it's a cinch. I'm going to climb out this window.
Out the window?
Sure, Jug. There's a drain pipe right outside, and it's just a short slide to the ground.
But, Archie, I don't...
Jug, quit arguing. And don't make any noise. I don't want my mother to hear us.
Okay. It sure looks like a long way to the ground.
Jug, there's nothing to be afraid of. Not a thing. You go first.
Nothing doing.
Jug, I tell you, there's nothing to be afraid of. Now go on. Take hold of that drain pipe and slide down.
Okay. 1, 2. Archie.
Yes?
What comes after 2?
Jug, don't be funny. Now slide down.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Gee whiz, I made it.
Jug, be quiet.
Oh, okay.
And look out, here I come. Oh, boy, what was that?
Gee whiz, you ripped your pants.
Jughead, will you please be quiet? If my mother catches us now, I'm sunk.
Oh, okay.
Now, come on. We'll tiptoe across the lawn to the bushes, and once we get there, everything will be...
Hello, Archie.
Oh, no.
Betty?
What you doing, Archie?
Betty,
I was just coming over to your house to see you.
Betty,
and then I saw you and Jug sliding down the drain pipe.
Betty,
What'd you do that for?
Well,
Why didn't you use the front door?
Betty,
Don't you know you could get hurt that way?
Betty,
Oh, and you ripped your suit, didn't you?
Yes,
Golly, Archie, why don't you answer me? Something the matter?
No, Betty, and for Pete's sake, be quiet.
Well, of course I'll be quiet, Archie, but why?
I can't explain now, Betty, but I have to go someplace very important and in a hurry.
Well, can't you tell me why you slid down the pipe?
Betty, look, if you'll just go home and stay there, I promise to come over as soon as I can and explain the whole thing to you, okay?
Oh, okay, Archie. I'll go home right now. Bye, Archie. Bye, Jug.
Bye, Betty.
Bye.
Oh, thank heaven she's gone. Now, come on, Jug, let's go.
But, Archie, what about your torn pants?
Nothing about them, Jug. If Miss Biddle loves me, she'll take me torn pants and all.
Miss Simmons, take a letter, please. Riverdale National Bank, gentlemen. In reference... I'll take it. Hello?
Hello? Mr. Fred Andrews, please.
Oh, speaking.
Oh, Mr. Andrews. This is Margaret Biddle.
Who?
Margaret Biddle. I'm the new history teacher at Riverdale High.
Oh, teacher. You're calling about Archie, I suppose.
That's right, Mr. Andrews.
Well, what's he done now?
Oh, why, not a thing, Mr. Andrews. The reason I'm calling is that as a new teacher, I feel that I should get acquainted with the parents of all my students.
Oh, I see. I see.
Well, you and Mrs. Andrews are next on my list, but I thought I'd better call and make an appointment first.
Yes, by all means.
Will you be home this afternoon?
Yes, Miss Biddle, I certainly will.
Well, then I'll drop by and we can all have a chat about Archie.
Why, that'd be fine, Miss Biddle, fine. There's nothing I'd like better than a nice long talk with you. About Archie, I mean.
Well, I think this is Miss Biddle's house right here, Jughead.
Yeah, I guess so. But are you sure you want to go through with this, Archie?
Jughead, I have no choice. I've got to tell Miss Biddle how I feel about her. And it's too late to turn back now.
Well, okay. Go ahead and knock.
Okay, I will. Gee, maybe she isn't home.
Well, knock and find out.
Okay, I will. Gee, maybe she'll think I'm silly.
Archie, if you don't knock on that door, I will.
Jug, no, wait, don't. I'll knock as soon as I find my right hand. Oh, here it is. There, I did it. And I'm not sure I should have.
Archie, quit shaking.
Who's shaking? I'm just...
Yes?
Miss Biddle, I want to... Oh, you're not Miss Biddle, are you?
No, I'm Mrs. Biddle.
Oh, Mrs. Biddle. You mean Miss Biddle's mother?
That's right.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
What?
I mean, is Miss Biddle home?
No.
She isn't?
No, she's out visiting some of the parents of her students right now.
She is now?
That's right. I believe she said she was going to see, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, or something like that.
Anderson? You don't mean Andrews, do you?
Oh, yes, that's right. Andrews.
Oh, boy. Judge, she's gone to my house. I came here and she went there. Mrs. Biddle, tell your daughter that I... never mind. I'll tell her myself. Come on, Judge. I gotta get home.
Oh, Dr. Higgins, I'm so glad you got here.
Ah, Mrs. Andrews, what are you doing out of bed?
Well, I felt strong enough to... out of bed? Well, Doctor,
You don't look well at all.
But, Doctor,
Tell me just what's troubling you.
Doctor,
Stick out your tongue.
Doctor, look, I'm not sick.
You're not sick. Well, then why did you call me?
It's my son.
Your son?
Yes, Archie. He's the patient.
Oh, your son is sick.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say so? Where is he?
Upstairs in his room.
Well, then, let's go up and have a look at him.
All right, Doctor. Oh, dear. Pardon me, Doctor, while I see who that is. Oh, hello, Betty. Hello, Mrs. Andrews. Oh, Dr. Higgins, golly, is somebody sick? Yes, Betty, Archie. Dr. Higgins is just going up to see him. Going up? Up where? To Archie's room. Oh, but Archie isn't in his room, Mrs. Andrews. What? He just climbed down the drain pipe. Down the what?
Miss Cooper, would you stick out your tongue?
Me? Oh, I'm all right, Dr. Higgins. Betty, when did you see Archie? Just a little while ago, Mrs. Andrews. He and Jughead climbed out the window of Archie's room and slid down, and Archie said he had to go someplace right away. Oh, good heavens. So that's how the boy got out of the house. He climbed out of a window. Doctor, he's never done anything like that before. Do you think he's delirious?
Well, it's hard to say, Mrs. Andrews. He does seem to be showing some strange symptoms.
Oh, Mom, where is she? Is she? Is she here, Mom? Is she here?
He is delirious.
Archie, stick out your tongue.
Mom, isn't she here yet? Huh?
Archie, isn't who here?
My history teacher.
Oh, dear. Doctor, he isn't making sense.
My boy, we'd better take your temperature. Just put this in your mouth.
Huh?
There
but
you
Doctor,
are. That's fine. Now,
But, Doctor,
just keep your mouth closed, my boy. Now, take your jacket and shirt off. I want to listen to your chest.
Golly, Doctor, don't I can't get undressed now. She'll be here any
Keep your
minute.
mouth closed, please.
But, Doctor...
Jughead, hold Archie's arms.
But, Mom...
Close your mouth.
Betty, help me get his jacket on.
That's right. Now, the shirt.
What's going on here, anyway? There
Mary, what are you doing?
Taking Archie's shirt off.
Oh, good grief, Mary, not now.
Why not?
Why, she'll be in here any minute.
He's delirious, too.
Mr. Andrews, stick out your tongue.
Yes, certainly, Doctor. What? Why should I stick out my tongue?
I have Archie's shirt off, Doctor. Oh, dear. Jug, answer that.
Okay. Mom, will you please...
Keep your mouth closed,
Doctor,
please.
It's Miss Biddle.
Miss Biddle.
Miss Biddle? Oh, no, I'm ruined, Archie. Miss Biddle,
Fred, who's Miss Biddle?
Well, Mary, she's
with no shirt and the thermometer
Archie,
in my
Keep your mouth closed.
Doctor, Mary, Archie, Doctor, look, Mary, Archie, Doctor, please keep quiet. There, that's better. Now, listen to me, all of you. This nonsense has gone far enough. Too far, in fact. Now, Mary, would you mind telling me what Dr. Higgins is doing here?
Fred, I called him to look at Archie. But would you mind telling me who Miss Biddle is?
She's Archie's history teacher. She came out to talk about Archie and... oh, by the way, do you know Dr. Higgins, Miss Biddle? Miss Biddle, Dr. Higgins.
Oh, we know each other, Mr. Andrews. Hello, darling.
Good. Darling?
Darling.
Gee whiz, you call everybody darling.
Uh-oh, looks like a complication in Archie's love life. September 18th, 1948, The Adventures of Archie Andrews here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And the conclusion follows these important words from your favorite station.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
800-477-4612. 800-477-4612. 800-477-4612. That's 800-477-4612. Paid for by Want to Sell.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the sad conclusion to The Adventures of Archie Andrews starring Bob Hastings. September 18th, 1948, it appears that his crush on a teacher may be definitely unrequited.
Dr. Higgins, it's none of my business, but did you call Miss Biddle darling?
That's right, Andrews. After all, she is my fiancée.
You're what? I'm his fiancée. That's why I moved to Riverdale, to be near my Higgsy Wigsy.
Higgsy Wigsy?
Uh-huh. We're being married next month.
Married? Oh, but you wouldn't. Well, you couldn't. Well, you didn't.
Beg pardon, young man?
Well,
Well, congratulations, Dr. Higgins. I didn't know.
Why, for pity's sake, Dr. Higgins, how wonderful. Come sit down, you two, and tell us all about it.
Yes, this I want to hear about.
And we'll have some tea.
Mom, if you don't mind, I think I'll just go out on the porch for a while.
What? But
I want to get some fresh air, Mom. It's very close in here. Excuse me. Excuse me, everybody.
Well, for pity's sake. You see why we called Dr. Higgins, Miss Biddle. Fred, go see what's wrong with the boy.
Oh, Mary, he'll be
Fred,
all right.
Go.
Huh? Yeah. Oh. Yes, dear. I'll go. I'll see what the trouble is. Archie.
Yes, Dad?
Archie, what in tarnation is the matter with you today? Don't you know we have company? Now, what will Miss Biddle think?
Dad, I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
Oh. Archie.
Yes, Dad?
Archie, what do you say if we take a nice long walk together, hmm?
A walk?
Yes, son. I want to tell you a story.
Huh?
It's a story about a tattooed lady in a circus.
Gee whiz, Dad, I don't want to hear about tattooed ladies now.
Oh, I think you do, Archie. You see, I was just your age when I fell in love with this tattooed lady.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
She was that? I didn't think you'd understand.
Understand? Archie, I think I understand more than you think I do. You see, this tattooed lady ran off with a handsome young artist, and there I was with just a picture postcard of her.
Gee whiz, Dad. You know something?
Yes, Archie?
As Jughead says, a friend indeed is a friend indeed.
Now back to Archie. And since young bones and young hearts heal very quickly, why, after a long walk with Dad and 3 chocolate sodas, Archie recovered from his ill-fated love affair. It's early that evening.
Well, Archie, so you're going to the school dance?
Yes, Mom. As soon as Jughead gets here, we're calling for Betty and Veronica, and, that must be Jughead now.
Hello.
Hiya, Jug, old boy. How did you... Jughead, what's the matter?
Matter? Nothing, Archie. I just realized something. I'm madly in love with our algebra teacher.
Oh, no.
You've been listening to another chapter of The Adventures of Archie Andrews, written by Carl Jampel and based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie was played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone, Mom and Dad Andrews are played by Alice Uhrman and Arthur Cole, Veronica and Betty by Gloria Mann and Rosemary Rice. Others in the cast were Jane A. Marr as Miss Biddle and Vin Hayworth as Dr. Higgins. This program is produced and directed by Kenneth McGregor. Listen next Saturday when Swift & Company, makers of Swift's Premium Franks, brings you more of the merry adventures of Archie Andrews. This is Bob Sherry wishing you all a very pleasant weekend. So long. Swift & Company invite you to stay tuned for Meet the Meeks, which will be heard immediately over most of these stations.
September 18th, 1948, The Adventures of Archie Andrews on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-772-6113. 800-772-6113. 800-772-6113. That's 800-772-6113.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, let's check in with Sergeant Preston and King, an episode of the Challenge of the Yukon from September 18th, 1948.
The Challenge of the Yukon.
On King! On you husky!
The Wonder Dog King, swiftest and strongest of Eskimo lead dogs, blazes the trail through storm and snow for Sergeant Preston as he meets the Challenge of the Yukon. Sergeant Preston was typical of the small band of Northwest Mounted Police who preserve law and order in the new Northwest country, where the greed for wealth and power led to frequent violence and bloodshed. But in spite of the odds against them, Sergeant Preston and his Wonder Dog King met that challenge, and justice ruled triumphant. People always look twice at Big Bill Calhoun, not because of any sartorial elegance, Bill's clothes were never pressed and seldom washed, but because he was such a mountain of a man. Big Bill could be a tower of fury or a good-natured hulk shy to the point of embarrassment. On an early spring morning, as he strode down the main street of Whitehorse, he spotted 3 men whose sled had frozen fast on the icy road in front of Annie Johnson's restaurant. The men were lashing their straining dog team mercilessly, and Big Bill's voice roared at them in sudden fury.
Hey, you addle-headed buzzards! Quit hitting them dogs that way.
You mind your own business or you'll get a taste of this whip yourself. Get out, you pack of flea-bitten wolf meat.
Well, listen, you lily-livered whelps. Put down them whips or I'll bust all your stalls together.
Oh, shut up and go on about your business. Go ahead, mutt.
I'll show you whose business it is, you rat-faced weasels. Give me that whip.
No, you don't.
Hit me with it, will you, why, you weak-kneed baboon? How do you like that?
Come on, let's get this guy.
All right, come on, both of you. Come up behind me, will you?
Hey, look at the fight. It's Big Bill.
And you're the last. Now I'll get them whips.
Golly, Bill, you knocked all 3 of them out.
What happened, Bill?
Oh, they was beating their dogs, the dirty weasels.
Well, what's going on here?
Oh, Annie, you...
Bill Calhoun, you've been fighting again.
I saw it all, Aunt Annie. Those men were beating their dogs, and Bill knocked them all out.
I'm sorry, Annie. I must have lost my temper for a minute.
A minute? Huh. I'm glad it wasn't longer than that. You better come in my place. Let me fix that eye.
Oh, Annie, that ain't nothing.
Pete, get some men take care of these 3 carcasses lying there. Take them into Jim's bar and bring them to.
Sure, Annie, sure.
Come on in, Bill. Aunt Annie can fix black eyes something wonderful.
Oh. Now, Bobby, you know it ain't right to get black eyes.
Sit down there, Bill. I'll get something for that shiner.
Gee, Bill, when I grow up, I hope I can fight as good as you. Bang! One fell over the sled. Bang! The other almost turned a somersault. Whang! The other one...
Bobby, you should never fight. It ain't a nice thing to do. You ought to count 10 before you lose your temper. You ought to...
All right, Bill. Stop trying to lecture. You ain't any good at it.
Well, I was just trying
to remember what I'm always telling you. Now, let me put this raw beefsteak on your eye.
Gee, Annie, that's wonderful. That's awful. You know, it seems like an awful waste of good meat.
Here, now. Hold on to it while I tie this bandage.
But I won't be able to see.
Well, you can look out the other eye, can't you? Hold still now. There.
Hello, Bill.
Hello, Sergeant-Preston.
Hello, Sergeant. Oh, there's King.
You're coming after me for this piece, Preston?
No, Bill, but I helped pick up the pieces you left. Guess you had a perfect right to do it, from what the boys tell me.
Did they get conscious, or...
Well, you messed them up, all right, but nothing too serious.
Hello, King. How are you, boy? Let me pat you, old scamp, you.
Why do all dogs like you so much, Bill?
That's because Bill knows all about them, Bobby. He's the one man in the Yukon I'd trust with King.
King and me is old pals. How's his foot now, Sergeant?
It's been fine since you fixed it.
I don't approve of fighting, but I'm mighty glad Bill beat them men up. They was abusing their dog something fearful.
Gosh, Annie, that's the first time you ever said a thing like that.
Well, they're just here for a day or so. I'm glad they're moving on.
Bill's beating his eye meet the King.
Bill Calhoun.
Well, Annie, you see, it kind of slipped out from under the bandage. Anyway, it cured my eye.
I guess he'll live, Annie. Come on out and look at these dogs, Bill. They may need some attention.
Sure. They was beaten pretty bad.
Come back before you go home, Bill. I have to cut a pie for you.
Oh, gee, Annie, that's awful nice. You're a one.
All right, Bill. Come on. King.
Bill, I'm going to bring my puppy over. He's a little sick.
Sure, Bobby, bring him over. I'll fix him up.
Annie Johnson's a fine woman, Bill.
She sure is.
She likes you, too.
Oh,
She needs a man to take care of her, and Bobby, bet she'd marry you if you asked her.
Oh, I ain't good enough. She's
You've been crazy about her for 2 years. Why don't you ask her?
Well, I'll tell you, Sergeant. I can talk my darn fool head off to men, and I can talk to dogs, but when it comes to talking to Annie, well, my face gets hot
and your feet get cold. I know.
When young Bobby entered Bill's cabin the next morning, he found the big man hunched over a table, his face screwed up with the effort of writing with the stub of a pencil, which he moistened nervously with his tongue.
Hello, Bill. I brought my puppy over the way you told me to.
Hello, Bobby. I'll look at him in a minute.
Lie down there, boy. What are you doing? Writing a letter?
Just practicing. Bobby, you a good speller?
Sure, I can spell fine.
Well, I take the word love, for instance. Would that be spelled L-U-V?
Oh, no, it's L-O-V-E.
Oh, it is. Don't see why it has to be so complicated. Why don't they spell things the way you talk 'em?
Why do you want to spell love?
Oh, it's just curious. Now, take the word marry, for instance. Would you spell that, that wouldn't like a girl's name?
You mean if a man marries a woman?
Well, yeah.
No, there's only one R in a girl's name and two in that kind of marry.
Two, huh? Yeah. Funny about names. Now, take the name, well, Annie, for instance. That only has one N, I expect, if the name Mary...
No, it has two N's. Hey, Bill, what are you writing anyway?
Oh, nothing. We better have a look at that dog of yours.
Three men were mushing along the trail out of Whitehorse the following day. Pierce Logan grumbled as he strode along behind the others.
I don't see why we couldn't have waited and got even with that big gorilla. You're yellow, that's all.
You're just plain crazy, Pierce. Big Bill Calhoun's like fighting a locomotive.
I'd like just one crack at him when he wasn't expecting it. To get even for this bash nose he gave me.
Yeah, he sure flattened it, Pierce. You ain't very pretty. My jaw won't never be the same. Hurts to talk even.
Hey, look. What's that way over there going through them trees? A bear?
Bears don't walk on their hind legs.
Hey, it's Bill Calhoun.
Oh, yeah, Huskies. Hey, what you doing, Pierce? What if it is big?
Must be him. Ain't nobody else that big.
Well, let's get out of here quick. I don't want no part of it.
Well, I do. I'm taking a shot at that no-good grizzly.
Why, Pierce, you ain't gonna shoot him. We ain't murderers.
I ain't aiming to kill him. I'll hit him in the leg so as he can sit in the snow and think about us for a while.
You hit him. He fell. Come on, Pierce. Even if he just has one leg. I don't want to be in the same county with that one-man tornado. Mush, you Huskies, mush!
When not on duty, Preston often let his lead run free, and King was enjoying just such a holiday. He had been pursuing a rabbit through the woods when he came upon a fresh scent that took him off in another direction, the scent of his old friend Bill Calhoun. He heard the big man before he saw him. Big Bill was sitting propped against a tree, and his voice bellowed through the forest in futile fury.
You blasted pack of slimy weasels! You back shooting yellow bombers! You show 1 inch of your mangy hides, and I'll grind you into mince meat. My leg, shooting and running, you rotten, cowardly bunch of blasted... King, where'd you come from? Come here, boy, come here. Guess you're gonna have to help me. I can't crawl back to town. Could you find Preston, King? Sure you could. Now, wait, maybe I got that pencil in my pocket. Sure was lucky you come along. Here it is. Now, what'll I write on? Here's something. Now, you wait till I write this note, and you can take it to Preston. He'll come and get me.
Sergeant Preston was just turning into Annie Johnson's restaurant when he saw King trotting down the main street.
Here, King. Come here, fella. Hi there, boy. Have a good run. Come on in here, boy.
Hello, Sergeant Preston.
Hello, Annie. Well, I'm your first customer. Nobody here. Wyatt King. What's wrong with you?
Sergeant, look. What's that hanging on his collar? Piece of paper, ain't it?
Come here, King. Yeah, someone tied a note on him. So that's what's wrong, is it, boy?
What is it?
Well, let's see. It says, Dear Annie, I can't tell you this to your face, but I love you and want to... Well, Annie, I shouldn't be reading this. It's for you. Here.
For me? But what? Ooh, why, it's from Bill.
Bill? Poor fella. I guess he was too shy to propose any other way.
Great old coot. I've been waiting for 2 years for him to say this. A couple of times I almost lost my pride and asked him.
He thinks he isn't good enough for you, Annie.
Good enough for me? Land sakes, he needs me to take care of it. Look, Sergeant, here's some more writing on the back of this.
Oh?
Shot in follow King, trail north. Bill. Oh, Sergeant, Bill's hurt.
King must have found him.
Oh, hurry. You bring him right back here. I have things all ready.
Guess it's up to you to take care of your future husband. Come on, King. We're going to find Bill.
Preston had finished tending Bill's wound. The big man, his bandaged legs stretched out in a chair in front of him, heaved a sigh of contentment as he looked about Annie's small living room.
Oh, this sure is nice. I find, Sergeant.
It isn't too serious, Bill. You'll be all right in no time.
Here's some good hot tea for you, Bill.
Oh, gee, Annie. You're going to too much trouble. You shouldn't do all this.
Well, she might just as well practice up a little, Bill, now that you two are going to be married.
Married?
Bill, now you went and spilled your tea.
I'll get it, Annie.
But
I got your note, Bill. Funny way to get a proposal attached to a dog collar, but it's sort of like you to do it that way.
Gosh, Annie, I don't know how you...
Anyway, I'm accepting. You sure took a long time doing it.
Gee, Annie, I'm glad that... Why, gee...
You better get him some more tea, Annie, before he faints.
Sure. I'll have it for you in a minute.
Well, don't look so flabbergasted. It's what you wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, but how did she know?
I saw King just as I was coming in here when he brought you a note. You'd written it on the back of a letter, Annie, so I gave it to her.
But just practicing. I've read lots of them,
But you never had the nerve to send them. Well, King fixed that for you.
Here's your tea. Now be careful.
Oh, gee, Annie, you're wonderful. Thanks.
And now, King, I guess we better get on the trail of those men who shot Bill.
No, Sergeant, don't trail them. This mosquito bite on my leg ain't nothing, and even if it was, I'm glad they done it.
You mean you don't want me to arrest them?
No, sir. I figure them low-down people done me a favor. They got me, Annie.
Oh, Bill.
Well, it's true. If it hadn't been for them and King here, I probably never would have had the nerve to do it.
Yes, fella. This is the first time you've ever played Cupid. But as usual, you did a good job.
From Saturday, September 18th, 1948, Sargent-Preston and the Challenge of the Yukon here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. So 2 shows from the same day, Saturday, September 18th, 1948. Thanks for tuning in. Thank this station. Support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. And if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. You can hear all of our shows on demand at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. Stream our shows. Find a list of sites where our shows are available for download. You can also learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can find all of our social media links. And if you like what we do, want to help us acquire additional shows, you can buy me a coffee. That's at classicradio.stream. Thanks for listening. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.